So what is going on, everybody? Fernando Silva here with another video, and today we're going to be talking about a new desk accessory that just landed in the studio that I think is a must-have for any desk setup, maybe a shelf setup, for any person that needs kind of a center charging hub for their home or for their desk or for their office. This is by a company called iSwift, and it's called the PowerCloud. They were nice enough to send it over, but they have no idea that we're making this video, so I'm giving you guys my honest review on it. But overall, this thing, I think, is a must-have. But let's check it out. So let's do a quick unboxing of the PowerCloud by iSwift. So in the box, it's kind of bare, but it gives you everything that you need to know. So you know that it's a 65-watt charger. You can see that it's called the PowerCloud. It's by a company called iSwift. And when you open the box itself, all you get is literally the device with an attached power cord, as well as the instruction manual. So again, in the box, you just get the actual device itself, the PowerCloud, the actual wire that is plugged in permanently into the PowerCloud, and then the instruction manual to let you know exactly what's going on and how to use it. So the first thing you're going to notice with this device is the actual build quality. So it is made out of plastic, but it is still very hefty because the idea is that you lay it on top of a desk, on top of like a conference table, on top of a flat surface, because you know that you're going to be having power bricks attached to it, cables coming out of it. So you got to make sure that it's heavy enough and make sure that it's not being pulled and moved around purely based on wires that are attached to it. So it does have some heft to it, and it has this kind of like shiny, glossy white finish, and then all around with the black accent. So it has a nice little stormtrooper look, and the aesthetic of it is actually very pleasing to the eye. And then you can see with the device itself, around it you have 3 AC plugs, you have 2 USB-C ports, you have a USB-A port, and then you have a power button on the side. And like I mentioned at the very beginning, it does have a permanent cable coming out of it. Now the first thing that I wish it was a removable cable, just so it's easier to cable manage and kind of run through desks and things like that. It wasn't the end of the world whatsoever, but just know that it is a kind of a thick cable, a hefty cable, and it is permanently attached to the PowerCloud itself. But one thing to take note of is the actual 3-prong connector. More companies should be doing this if they have something that plugs directly into the wall, and it should be one of those flat kind of situations and scenarios, because most AC plugs and 3-prong outlets and things like that, they come out and they stick out all the way. So if you want to put maybe some furniture in front of it or kind of hide that outlet behind, it's always bending that cord. So every single company moving forward that has something that plugs directly into a wall, take note and use a 3-prong connector that sits flush with the wall to make everything so much easier. So kudos to iSwift and the PowerCloud for doing that. It's the little things that you really got to take note of when getting something like this for your desk. So from a build quality perspective, it's there. From an aesthetic perspective, I really like it, and I do think that it matches my aesthetic perfectly because I have the white tabletop with the black leather accents, and then obviously I got a little wood with Grove made back here, so it does fit nicely. I got the white and the black to match with the Stormtrooper look, so overall, I love the aesthetic. But what I do want to walk you guys through is exactly what you get with this PowerCloud, because it's actually very, very useful. And again, it's not an eyesore. Most power strips and power outlets are an eyesore, and having it just sit on top of your desk isn't probably the best situation. But this does fit with my desk aesthetic really, really nicely. So what you get with the PowerCloud is 3 AC adapters, right? So 3 normal wall outlets that you can plug in. They are of the 3-prong variety, so if you do need those 3-prong outlets, you're going to have this no problem whatsoever. So they do sit on top of the actual PowerCloud itself. So it's very easy to access, very accessible, very easy to plug things in and unplug things. And it does face in the direction of going backwards. So I think the idea is to plug something in and then let it run those wires behind whatever desk or table you're using. And that's how you hide away any cables. And since they are AC outlets, whatever brick you plug in, whether it's that 5-watt brick that's been coming with iPhones, pre-2020 or 2019, whether it's those 5-watt bricks or the new 140-watt brick that comes with the new M1 Max 16-inch MacBook Pro, it's going to output whatever that brick has. So you can plug anything into those AC adapters and you'll be good to go. And then included with that, you actually get a couple of more I/O on the front side that's facing you. So that's another reason why I like this, because it's pretty portable, so you can throw this in a bag. Especially if you're traveling international, you're only going to need like 1 wall adapter to switch it up, and then you'll be able to use all of your American style adapters when you are overseas or flying international. But again, on the front side, it does provide you with 3 different I/O ports. So you have a USB-A port and then 2 USB-C ports. Now the one USB-C port is actually a 65-watt PD charger, so you are able to use this as a power brick for your MacBook Air, for your MacBook Pro. I mean, it's not going to charge to that 140-watt speed, obviously, but you do get up to 65 watts of charge coming out of that port. The secondary port gives you, I think, 24 watts of charge, and then the last USB-A port gives you 18 watts of charge. So you do have the ability to charge your iPhones, your iPads, your MacBook Airs, Pros, or again, any other device that uses USB-C and plug it directly into there without needing a power brick. So again, just another thing on top of that. So far, you're kind of replacing 6 different chargers with this one right now. Some other nice small features that did show up that I kind of want to share with you guys is, so on the side of the PowerCloud, you do have an on-off switch. But what's nice about this on-off switch, the reason they put it on there is for, surge protection and things like that. So maybe if you lose power in your house and then this is still plugged in, it does protect all of your devices that are plugged in, and you're able to just turn it back on with a flip of a switch. But then also what's a nice little feature is that no matter what, even if you do have it set off, if you plug a USB-C cable in or any cable or anything into the outlets, it'll automatically turn on. But only if it's drawing power. So if you have a USB-C cable that you plug in and the PowerCloud is off, but you don't have like an iPhone or a Samsung or anything else plugged into the other end to charge it, it'll remain off. It's not until you actually plug in your iPhone to start charging that it's gonna power on the entire PowerCloud, and you don't have to remember to actually turn it on. So that's an awesome, nice little feature. And then immediately when you unplug it, it powers off to protect all of your devices from any surges that do happen. Because again, it still is a power strip at the end of the day. It does have those 3 AC adapters and it's a surge protector. So in my opinion, overall, the PowerCloud is a great accessory to have for any desk or any shelf. I might be able to put it back here and be able to have like a charging hub, or again, maybe in the living room off to the side, so people always have a way to charge their devices when they come over. But overall, I love the aesthetic, I love the build quality, I love the function of it. I even like that big LED light, that green LED light is actually really, really nice, especially in a dimly lit room. So you know that you're actually fast charging whatever device is plugged into that one USB-C port. And then lastly, they do have a bunch of protections. It's supposed to have this 10 safety fold protection because it protects you against 10 different categories like overheating, underheating, overheating, overload protection, under voltage, over voltage. So you never have to worry about anything. And so far, I've been using it for about a week, and this by no means has gotten warm. And I've had up to 5 devices plugged into it for an entire day at least, and it's still no heat, still cool to the touch, which I love to see. But lastly, before we end this video, take a guess down below how much you think this actually costs, because I'm curious to know how much you would spend for something like this. Now keep in mind, you got 3 AC outlets, it's a 65 watt PD charger, and you have 2 USB-C ports, a USB-A port, and all the protections that I mentioned. And again, aesthetically, it is very pleasing to look at, and it's not like a very ugly surge protector like some of the classic ones that we've seen in the past, because, this just ain't gonna do it. So I'll give you guys 2 seconds to guess. Hopefully you guys guessed correctly, but this thing does retail for 120 bucks. I'm going to leave it down in the description below if you do want to check it out. Again, I highly recommend it, and they have no idea that I'm making a video, and I'm giving you guys my honest opinions. So overall, I love the design, I love the function. My only real wish list with this device is that you could actually unplug the cable that it comes with and not just have it permanently plugged in. And then lastly, I wish the AC adapters on top actually rotated. So if we did want something to face the front of us, we could, but again, I get the idea that you probably just want to plug things in and have them run behind the actual device and behind the desk that you're looking for. But overall, love the device. I do recommend it. If you guys made it to the end of the video, leave a little dolphin in the comment section so I know that you did make it. But overall, really like this device. Highly recommend it. Kudos to iSwift for bringing together a nice little power strip and kind of revitalizing this genre of chargers and things like that. But that's going to do it for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, everybody, don't forget to check out channel sponsor Paperlight. They're always keeping us protected. And I'm out of here. Peace.